Fellow Nigerians, this is just the beginning.
It's okay. Off your mind, it's okay. Off your mind,
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, Maiyegun don't come, my people make we shout, Maiyegun don't come, Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, Maiyegun don't come, Maiyegun diary politico, Maiyegun don't come, this one not the off in mind, Maiyegun don't come, and in the torchlight every corner, Maiyegun don't come. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you ladder. Maiyegun don't come. My people make we shout. Maiyegun don't come. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses. Maiyegun don't come. Maiyegun diary politico. Maiyegun don't come. This one not the off in mind. Maiyegun don't come. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ tó dodo. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ tó dodo.
Hello there.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining me from. It is Maiyegun General live. Read the caption of the broadcasts. It is breakfast time in America. It is noon here in the UK and Nigeria, and I bet it's evening time elsewhere. Top of the moment to you, share the broadcast.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Mo ti dé o.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rà kì í. Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Thank you for joining me. Like I said, read the caption of the broadcast, the description of the broadcast, share it. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Maiyegun today.
And yet you like Presido Barufio. And yet you like.
I told you that we will get to the roots of the whole budget padding scandal. Of course, we are beginning to get in part where they padded the budget. Even though they are telling you to wait because they are renewing your hope, Baba, every of their action continue to remind you that this hope is renewing like this. Now, Motide. So, good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you, and then good evening to you from wherever you are joining me from today. Remember that you can actually call in straight up in this on this program. However, make sure you have taken your time to read the description of the charts, and you can be part of it too. Congratulations. No, is that okay? Yeah, congratulations to you, Nigeria students. The scheme and the lie that APC Egbekegbe cooked overnight and called it student loan, they have now postponed the launching indefinitely, which simply put, it has been cancelled until the next elections. Congratulations in the sense that now it is clear, okay? You are no longer expecting anything from them that they have been using to hold you down all this while. Your parents are going through hell in the Thiefnubu, which is the economy that you are currently existing in. They have your parents who are already finding it difficult to pay for your tuition, school fees, and the rest of that, right? A lot of them were deceived, believing that now that subsidy on education has been removed, Thiefnubu's government will loan them money. They were not reading the fine prints, the lies that they printed in black and white called the student loan. I saw the copy, and it didn't take me more than just 5 minutes to see the trashy paper as a scam. Your parents who felt like they will be compensated elsewhere, Thiefnubu removed subsidy. Not only petroleum subsidy, then removal. Thiefnubu removed subsidy on education, and therefore, education tuition in Nigeria today, in supposed government schools, right? They have gone up beyond what a poor man can afford anymore. Education is luxury now. No thanks to Koolu. They also deceived you that, don't worry, they will give you money for education, loan. So we saw that it was a lie. Now you can breathe easily now that you are not expecting anything concerning this your education. And all of your greatest bagba, greatest bobo, emadagbero last in you if you don't actually do something. Nobody is going to fight for you. Nobody is fighting for anybody. The money that is meant for your education is the money these rogues are sharing, that you are reading the news and you are laughing. Some of them are already turning it into tribal war. Yet, as a student, you are still telling them that you are batified. But let's go back to where your destiny are being mortgaged and slaughtered in Naira and Kobo. Let's go back to that their Senate yesterday. This was what that guy, the man that is now suspended, Abdul Ahmed Ningi, I think. Yes, the whistleblower, the man that blew whistle on the padded budget of Nigeria. We be saying 5 billion. See, this is where you should begin to understand that Nigeria is not for you. And I will continue to remind you. Okay? They budgeted over 500 billion naira for themselves. Then they said, oh, they will give you 5 billion for student loan. Oh, maybe that money is too small. Let's make it 10 billion. They have no plan of giving you anything. No. 10 billion naira for student loan for a whole country. Baba, sure you know see the scam in it. But themselves, Abi, Akpabiole loan is to collect 2.5 billion naira to buy refrigerators for the people of his constituency. How many refrigerators do you think 2.5 billion naira can buy? I did some rough check. Let's assume that Akpabiole begin to buy 1 million naira refrigerator for his own constituency. 100 of that refrigerator will be 100 million. Times 10. 100, that's 1,000. 1,000 refrigerator. 2,000 refrigerator. That is a 2,500 refrigerators. Everybody go just do Akpabiole constituency. They go just open the door and say, hey, Koolu. Let's say they give you a refrigerator. Hello? Take Koolu, refrigerator, 2.5 billion. Akpabiole alone, through the Ministry of Agriculture, padded 18 billion for Akwa Ibom, for his people of his constituency, who are farmers. 18 billion. There are more. There are some that padded their own to the tune of 120 billion, 100 billion, 80 billion in that budget where they pass. But the rogues are already gathered. They've sacrificed one of them that raised the alarm that he is lying. But you know he is not. I have evidence. Yes, I do. And I know you do have evidence too. But you have become so powerless and weak-minded, that you always remember to remind yourself that there is nothing you can do about it other than just to be angry and pray to God to touch their heart, so that out of that 2.5 billion, maybe you go just help people, even if it's not 500 million. There were others who collected 500 million. They didn't deny it. Opeyemi Bamidele turned it into tribal war. Now, people of Ekiti, the people of Ekiti that voted for APC, Egbekegbe on credit, they haven't paid them till now. Opeyemi is from Ekiti. And he said they won't deny that he didn't collect 500 million. The plan is, if you don't see borehole, if you don't see empowerment in the next few months, then you can now complain. What happened to your education? These are the reasons why. We'll go back to yesterday.
Someone was called to this particular forward submission. I will check it. Myself, Senator Dab, Senator Karimi, Senator Medoki. And they showed their anger about this particular statement. And I said, listen to the Hausa Virgin. In the Hausa Virgin, did you hear me mention Akpabi's name? Did you hear me mention Pardon? Even the one that was read out, there was no. So I went to Sokoto and quickly came back to Abuja. As I was arriving in Abuja, here you have a presidential spokesman response. Not on the interview I granted, but on this particular version that I said the president is implementing budget. That I said the president does not like the North. That I said the president does not care about the North. And therefore, because of the filthy nature that the national media took it, I rushed this assembly and countered with documentary evidence what was said here and what I said. Mr. President, if you had listened, all your agents have listened to the Arise interview and the Correspondence Chapel interview, I said categorically, the president's powers stopped as a proposal, as he proposed the budget. And I said, there is no way the National Assembly will add anything on the budget and it becomes funding. The tapes are there. I said the National Assemblies have powers. Some 120 billion, some 50 billion, some 30 billion. Mr. President, some have less than 1 billion. Mr. President, as I speak to you, Mr. President, as I speak to you, I do not know your take-home pay. You know my own. I do not know the take-home pay of any of the principal officers. Mr. President, as I speak, I know within the budgetary provisions, you made available funds for purchase of cars. Mr. President, I don't know how much was spent on your cars and the other principal officers. I know how much was spent on individuals, senators' cars. And as I speak to you here, standing, people are calling me names. I do not receive a single car. All within the budget provisions, Mr. Chairman. All within the budget provisions. I have, as a matter of fact, I have 5 eggs, just like every member of the House of Representatives has 5. Mr. President, I do not know the number of your eggs. I do not know the number of the eggs of the Deputy Senate President. You allow me to speculate, and therefore everything that is in the budget is my concern. Finally, Mr. President, finally, Mr. President, finally, Mr. President, finally, in the course of nobody has dared me to bring evidence. I said I speak. I do not speak here to have Mike. He's perfect.
They don't turn up the microphone again. Bunch of criminals. The place that in a sane country, they won't finish that session when the supposed citizens will mobilize themselves and march straight to that National Assembly and grab each of them. You get what I mean? And deal with them. Like you are watching it live at home. That guy was beginning to say, let's be honest here. Every time they put all of us together, they say the Senate is this, Senate is that. Or some of you here, you are padding budget, even though I didn't say you padded it. I'm only saying investigate because of the discrepancies in these numbers. Even you, Mr. President, you know how much is my salary. You know how much I take home from this place. I do not know how much you take home. I do not know how much, I do not know how much your influence actually reach, how far it reaches, or how deep your hand is into the cookie jar. So he's upset personally. So this is not about you, any of you. Yes, it's the whistleblower, but it's one of them. Another one just rose, that same last night, and he said, maybe some of you collected 500 million. Like this.
Distinguished colleagues, thank you, Mr. Chairman, for yielding the floor to me. I thought when the Chairman of Appropriations spoke, it was as clear as crystals that there was a misunderstanding of the figures. When he came up with the GOEs and all the agencies on first line charge, there is no difference between the figure he reeled out and the figure purported to be padded. I thought with that matter would have been rested by Senator Ningi, saying that this 3-point-something trillion was not part of the budgetary provisions printed out for us. That would have settled this matter. We are going forth and back on these issues and coming up with issues of the budget and individual issues concerning what came to our various constituencies. If we want to go into those issues, all of us are culpable. Some senators here, so-called senior senators, got 500 million each. I am a ranking senator, I didn't get. Did I go to the press? Most of you got. And yes, if we want to go into those issues, excuse me, if we want to go into those issues, yes. So I think that Senator Ningi,
let me change my Bible. Maybe I should change this Bible now. I think this is the stopwatch, right?
So in a nutshell, they turned off his mic. You cannot be saying that in public. We can't talk about that in public. And the next thing was for this Ronunazi leader, àwọn descendant Akintola, àwọn descendant what do you call them again? Àwọn ọ̀dàlẹ̀ that eventually work towards sacrificing Awolowo just for the for a little shekel, 20 pieces of silver. Now then be that too. The politics of Akintola in Yoruba land, the politics of hate, the politics of division, all of that are part of the darkest part of our history as a people. The descendants of those era, some of them are now in the leadership position in Nigeria. And it is not that, despite the fact that they are all tribalistic, no Yoruba is benefiting from their tribalism. There is no, you can't say, oh, these people are tribalist politicians, right? And they are doing so because of the love they have for their people. Go back to where these Olori Burukus come from in Yoruba land. Abishebi, you don't hear the bloodline. Tainted blood, half blood. To the point that some of those who are now calling Yorubas who did not follow this Thiefnubu slavery Oshiomole, but by the time you begin to trace a lot of them, àwọn ọmọ ìran-kíran ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. You see all these Olórí burúkú people like Bamidele, go to his constituency and go and see poverty that is so naked. You will see naked poverty, they waka for road. They are looting your money, sharing your money. There is no tribalism in that sharing. Until when they felt like one part felt cheated by the other part. None of their people is benefiting from all this money we are mentioning. You are hearing. One Alawoku was on Facebook. I saw the comment and said, Maiyegun, stop impersonating. You are not Igbo. I was like, I thought people should stay at the gates. Some of you with the whole spanner, you suppose they gate. There are some ways you shouldn't let stay and feel comfortable here. Waiting concern Maiyegun concern Igbo. That one Ashire Muyideen came and said, Maiyegun, stop impersonating, you are not Igbo. Does that even make any sense? You must have the level of hardship, poverty, frustration, depression that our people have been subjected to. Young people who are now suffering from different kind of schizophrenia. They are seeing things, and that is why they will continue to believe that the Igbos are coming to take their land. But yet, the people that are selling their lands, or the ones coming to take them, they are either Fulani or Yorubas themselves. I saw some of them protesting in Lagos yesterday. They were protesting that Omonile have taken over their land. This Olori Buruku crumb eaters, so Facebook bandits, social media adsmen, they are mad. They are people who say, "Share you get." And people like that are some of those you are replying to on social media. Imagine you now replying. How many of you remember this? There's this skit of a man who happened to be like mentally disturbed. Okay, so he was seated in a canteen in Nigeria. Then Sabinus walked in, and as Sabinus said, "Can you please give me one roll, which is like a sausage roll?" So, and the man, as Sabinus was eating his sausage roll, little, that's how much he could afford. The madman next to him just said, "Would you like champagne? You don't like fried rice, jollof rice, chicken, and all of that?" And Sabinus was like, bros, I do, but I don't feel afford them. I don't get money to. I was like, "Come on, order it, man. Order it." Sir, yeah, go, take anything you want. So Sabinus started ordering for food, drinks. So the bill, he walked in with his 500 naira to buy a roll. But he ended up with a bill of about 300,000 naira. Something like that. Very massive. And as they were coming back to ask him to pay, and they brought the bill. So Sabinus now said, it's okay, now that bros go pay. The people in that canteen, they do know, that restaurant, by the way, they do know that, I know that one a madman, who go pay you for your food? That chicken, no, he's a madman, you better pay. Then the man stood up. He was wearing just a boxer, brief. He was actually not wearing, he wore suit, but down there, he wasn't wearing anything. That was the moment. Sabinus felt like, this is it, it's over. So would you go and fight him? These are the kind of people you are reacting to on social media. A lot of you have a lot to lose. your jobs, your businesses, your savings, your investments, your family, many of you, your lives, you do have something to lose. Majority of these abobakus on social media, hungry beggars, most of them, they do not have anything to their names. They do not have anything to lose. And that is why when you tell them their country is bleeding, people are losing their jobs, they will come for you and say, hey, is it the first time people are losing their job? Because many of them have never really worked in their lives. Where would the job come from? Where would the skill to do any job come from? They are not well educated or properly. Most of them are miseducated, right? They do not have any real skill that you can say can improve any society. They do not. So if you lose your job, people just lose job. If you lose your investment, maybe you are corrupt. These are the rogues you are arguing with on social media. So sometimes I tell you don't. And when they pop up on my platform like that, I love using them as a very, very good analytic material. Because sometimes you ask yourself, how could anybody, if they are not mad, still open their mouth and defend APC, or Thiefnubu? Only mad people. Only mad people. So you should be careful for those you do argue with on social media. I've removed that madman, by the way, but if you see any other one, some of you are holding spanners. You are supposed to be at the gates. When you see the way they walk in, if they move anyhow, a last spanner, do not let them disturb my own brethren here, okay? Because what they do is distract you while the rogues continue to mortgage their lives. They are the humbled slaves. They have been humbled. The poverty in Nigeria that got weaponized, those are the weaponized evidence of poverty in Nigeria. Do not let them sap you of your energy. I can deal with them. Always remember, Oshiomole said, we are already naked in the market. They have already told everybody that this or that. Opeyemi Bamidele, Ole Ekiti, collected 500 million. He is one of those who collected 500 million. He is one of those with their own padded budget in the budget. Make I show you something. And you can tell me this. How is this going to help the people out of poverty in Nigeria? So everybody from Akpabiole senatorial district, they go just they buy what? They go just they sell ice water. Abi? All of them go just they sell what? And where is that electricity going to come from, by the way? But you all know that all of this empowerment nonsense, the money is going to be paid into private pockets. No, woman, if they give 50 of them freezers, that's enough. Even though with an expensive freezer, 500,000 naira freezer, at least, okay, may I ask? May not be like, say, they use wrong figure ignorantly. Tell me, can 500,000 naira buy a deep chair? I mean, sorry, is that called deep freezer or chest freezer? Because that's exactly what they said they are buying, freezers. If I want to buy freezer in Nigeria now, can I buy 500,000 naira freezer? Or it has to be 1 million naira? No, use the current exchange rate. Help me. I'm going to go to Facebook. Now, there, some of those who love to defend Koolu, now there then they. Let's go check. Can 500,000 naira buy me a deep freezer in Nigeria or 1 million naira? Anyway, it doesn't really matter anyway. What happened now is that let's use 500,000 naira. With 2.5 billion naira in that budget, 500,000 naira deep freezer each will procure 500,000. No, sorry, 5,000 rather. It will procure 5,000 deep freezers. Some said it's 250K. If it's 250K, that means 2.5 billion will buy 10,000 deep freezers. But if you see them donate 50, now because they won't take pictures, may not be like say they no donate. Like, what purpose would this even serve? This is how ridiculous it is. 18 billion naira. 18 billion is what Akpabiole will receive for farmers in his constituency. But let us be honest. Akwa Ibom, the Niger Deltans, would they get that 18 billion? Would they? You know they won't. But when it came to Opeyemi Bamidele, okay, hang on. Somebody just gave me another price. Somebody said, okay, sorry, that's us then. We bought Okada for somebody. The Yoruba Union bought it for 850,000. And I've just been told that you probably need about 2 million or 2.5 million to buy a tricycle in Nigeria now. That's the price of a very lovely Camry 8 years ago. Like you buy a very, very amazing American spec Camry 2010, 2010. Fresh one, right? See? Anyway, that's how much they will get. Okay? And 18 billion. Imagine what that would do if that money really goes to the people, the farmers of Akwa Ibom. 18 billion. But you know it's not. Here it is. I'll show you. I think I have a copy of it. See? And the Ministry of Agriculture. Okay? This is what they call padding. Some of these projects, they also replicate them elsewhere too. Okay? That at the end of the day, Akpabiole alone may actually be clearing like 1 trillion naira from that budget. Akpabiole alone, just Akpabiole. Since they have discovered 3.7 trillion. That's what they discovered. There is more. And I've just been corrected that under Bokwari, the pardon scandal under Bokwari and Saraki was actually 230 billion naira. That was how much the Saraki people added to the 2016 or 2017 budget. That became a big scandal that time. But under Akpabiole, they have just discovered 3.7 trillion naira. All right? And here is Shegun Onigmide. No, is that his name, by the way? Onigmide, the guy from the budget, a body in Nigeria that does monitor the government spendings, projects, budgets, and all of that stuff. Budgets, they are called. Okay? Here is his own, his own assessment of this issue. It is true. There is padded figures in trillions in Nigeria's budgets. And they are all coming in piece by piece now. Listen.
Projects were categorized and pushed to MBAs or even cooperative organizations that don't have capacity to execute. And they say that it's anchored for accountability purposes. Give us an understanding just in about 60 seconds so that we can anchor. This particular one made my heart bleed, except someone explains to me what I do not understand.
So you have a problem, and the Ministry of Agric is the biggest culprit of this, and maybe because he was a former senator. You have the executive proposed 363 billion for the Ministry of Agric budget. It came out with naira 93 billion, over 600 billion. What thousands of projects were provided, were put in. And you have some agencies that become notorious. Federal Cooperative College or G-River. What exactly, that agency, why do he gets a chunk of project that inserted into his budget? National Productivity Center. Even the main Ministry of Agri gets that same way. Then you now see an agency that is supposed to be a Federal Cooperative College. It is a school. Now building a town hall almost 800, 900, 1,000 kilometers far away from the school. And you tell me that's not about that's not accountability. What is the capability? What is the technical capability of the Federal Cooperative College or G-River to deliver a church, a church hall for an Anglican community? What is within the scope of that school? And if you look at the budget, a lot of this session, they has nothing to do about the capabilities of those MDAs to deliver. So the executive is losing his powers to actually steer the budget in the side of development.
I thought some of my producers would be able to get some of the items that can make art bleed, or in this kind of country that we belong to, support for traditional rulers and chiefs, support for language studies and art in Bayelsa West Senatorial District, provision of security patrol vehicles in Lagos, like you mentioned, National Center for Agricultural Mechanization, Ilorin, anchored, all of these projects anchored on them. Oji Federal Cooperative College, Oji River. There are hundreds of projects anchored on that. Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, 2,470 projects. Federal Ministry of Work, 263 projects. Sheung, we need to go. 30 seconds to wrap up. Where do we go from here?
I think the president has to step in for me. And I said it clearly. If the president doesn't step in, if he thinks I will close my eyes and let go, this is a brazen attempt not to make development happen. He has to ask a question. What exactly is the purpose of the federal government here? And he has to come to a political solution. I don't think maybe a legislative solution is a way out of this, because I believe to some extent the budget being a law can be adjusted, can be amended, can be tweaked. Assembly. He needs to set a cap for what can be inserted in the budget. And I think that's best as a political solution.
What worries everyone?
Nigeria is so corrupt, which I regret the day I was going to this country. It's unfair. This is unfair now. This is unfair. Nigeria is so corrupt, which I regret the day I was going to this country. It's unfair. This is unfair now. This is unfair.
It's unfair. You will see funny names with funny projects. Like the mini, what do you call it? An agency, that is a school, building a hall for a church. Or building palace or palaces. All of these are what they fused into your, and they said that the Thiefnubu should step in. Listen to what Oshiomole had to say. Okay? And then I will take you back to what Opeyemi also said. In fact, listen to Opeyemi's, listen to Oshiomole first. Here is Oshiomole, ladies and gentlemen. Senator Oshiomole.
And the only thing that I used to campaign to get to this house is my name, my pedigree, and my integrity. Some may have gotten here because they had resources. I got here because I had made a name. I came here hoping to build on that name, not to diminish it, not to distort it, and not to do anything that would be unexpected of somebody of my background. Number two, sir, I am a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I am not a senator of the North, nor am I a senator of the South. I am a Nigeria senator. These rules we agreed on in the first 2-3 sittings, that we will operate irrespective of accident or birthplace, and even the factor of religion or any of those primordial sentiments. Because that is the only way as senior, as privileged Nigerians who sit on this Senate, I don't know anyone here who started this work on the floor of this Senate. We all have our various backgrounds, which our people must have seen and find us worthy of being elected. I want to plead that we must recognize we have the duty to uphold the finest standard of a legislature and defend the integrity of each and every one of us. As I listen to your prayers every day, Mr. Senate President, we talk about showing love to one another, doing those things that will promote the peace, happiness, and unity of our great country. And yet, I am here wondering whether we have exactly come here to do everything that will promote hatred, everything that will promote division, everything that will remind me of my accident or bad play for which I had no vote, I had no contribution. That was the exclusive decision of the God Almighty. It should neither be used to favor me, nor should it be used to disfavor me. So I ask, sir, that after listening to everything, my plea is this. We've already been stripped naked in the market. And closing the door or opening the windows, we cannot now wrap it as if it has not been seen. The minimum requirement is for my brother, who I respect very much on account of being vocal. I like vocal people. He has energy. I don't have enough energy. But I have seen him make very valuable contributions in the past on the floor of the Senate. And I think he can still remedy that, having agreed that some things went wrong. Because the question you have put, Mr. President, is how much, what was the figure in the bill, in the appropriation bill that was approved? And somebody answered 28 trillion. Therefore, any suggestion that it was 25 is simply a lie. The problem of trying to defend one lie is that you have to speak to more lies in order to protect and defend one lie. I think would be Senator Ningi, who I respect a lot, has a duty even to his own children, that he will not be the man who will be reported in the front pages of newspapers and electronic media all over the world and say something that he found out is not true. There is nothing wrong with making a mistake, but it becomes a problem when you are not able to find the courage to own up to your mistake. Particularly when in terms of balance of interest, you rather clean up what is dirty than to pretend that it is clean. So I want to plead to each and every one of us that let's allow Ningi, having now read everything, and even my comrade, Senator Koolu, who posted something, he said it was for northern governors, even northern senators. Even he knows that northern senators deserve to be told the truth. Northern senators did not form association for the spreading of falsehood. It is meant to promote the unity of the North and justice and fairness, which can only be founded on the basis of facts and truth. So if all of these errors have taken place and all of us have become suspect in the Nigerian bar of public opinion, the way to go, in my view, is for both of them to recount what they have said.
Nuisance Lele. Nuisance Lele.
So it was Oshiomole that first used and turned it into the North versus the South. And according to them, what they are trying to twist is that the guy lied, because what they heard him say was that it was 25 trillion that they passed, not 28.7 trillion. That is not what the guy said. But you know, once they started repeating it in there, they started making it look like, oh, you lied. Just say you lied. Just agree that you lied. So some of you, the gullible ones, you are probably going to be like, they said he lied. Instead of him to just say, sorry, he did not lie. Budget padding is when they put in fake projects, bogus projects, duplicated projects, and they allocate money for them. This is what is called their padding. And what the guy said was that when they were reviewing the one they submitted to them, the one Thiefnubu submitted to them, they discovered that it is only about 25 trillion that can actually be traced with real projects and location. That's what he said. He said the budget that Thiefnubu is operating, because I remember too, Thiefnubu submitted 27 trillion budget with their own executive pardon. When it got to the National Assembly of Akpabiole, they changed it to 28.755 trillion naira. That wasn't what Thiefnubu submitted. But that was what they made. I mean, Akpabiole and his gang, that was what they approved. So you see why Ningi could be ganged up upon. And coming from being the chairman of the Northern Senators Forum, therefore, they could easily just say he wants to turn the North against the South. And that trajectory, that idea, was started by Oshiomole. I just want you to know that. The point is, there is evidence of all of this duplication, and they come to over 3.7 trillion. And the man, Shewonigwide, that you listened to earlier, even advised Thiefnubu to come in, because with this, Nigerians shouldn't expect any development. Now money you go take you go to hear it, but you will never see any development. Is that not happening already? Have you all forgotten that this same Thiefnubu requested for about 2 trillion? What was that supplementary budget he got the last time? No, be 5 trillion or 6 trillion. He demanded for a supplementary budget of 8.9 trillion naira. Don't forget that one. Now, from that supplementary budget, after Thiefnubu was sworn in, now from there, they took that 800 billion they were supposed to give to you as a palliative after they removed subsidy, only for the money to be shared among themselves. Abi, don't forget that one. So if you are waiting for them to implement any development, that one hasn't brought you any development. It has brought you more hardship, suffering, and death. You see this bigger one? Shewu said, in all honesty, they are all just, you know what I mean? Like, don't expect anything if they should ignore this. But Opeyemi Bamidele decided to further turn it into the North versus the South. It is the turn of the South to steal. Why are you trying to make it hard for us? The Akintola descendants. They don't release Adeyinka Grandiot. If the guy loves himself, he should just relocate back to Nigeria. Adeyinka, if you see my video, I advise you. You see the people that were hailing you, when you are calling for the killings of the Igbos, because they did not vote for Thiefnubu's candidate, which was Bokwari in 2019. Those who were hailing you then, they saw you where you ended up in the gallows. Opeyemi Bamidele, Thiefnubu, and the Awalokon ideas, they are the one in Nigeria now. That will be the only place where you can begin to possibly threaten your chemical weapon. Now, there you go pay for you. Now, people like Senior Grand DOT, Opeyemi Bamidele, who collected 500 million naira from the Senate from last year, and now the world knows, the Ekiti people knows, is the one who is now turning that into the North versus the South. In fact, Akpabiole will get over 20, the one we have discovered so far, Akpabiole will get over $20 billion, naira from that budget in the name of his own people. Opeyemi Bamidele, we have no idea of how much he has cornered for himself too. But when it was his time to speak, he turned it into a tribal thing. Watch.
What set out to do was tantamount to a civilian coup, which has failed. And in doing this, he wanted to use the platform of Northern Senators Forum. God bless all those who have dissociated themselves as members of Northern Senators Forum. Number two, I pay glowing tribute to His Excellency Senator Tambua, Aminu Waziri Tambua, and to His Excellency Senator Ahmad Lawa. Why am I doing this? They had very peaceful tenure, and I was one of those instrumental. I'm also speaking as a Southerner for the first time. The attempt to take the election of the leadership of this Senate beyond June 13, 2023 must stop. 60-something senators voted for Godswill Akpabiole. 40-something senators voted against Godwin Akpabiole, the will of the majority. Every day, there have been a few, just a few. And that's one of the reasons I will pay tribute to Senator Tambuwal. He didn't pretend about where he stood. But after that, some of them got up on the floor of this Senate and said, election is over. Let's work together as senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. A few have refused to do this. And that's why it's always about Akpabiole, never about the Senate, never about the House of Reps, never about the Office of DG Budget. All of us pass this budget. Never about Mr. President who signed this budget. It's always about Akpabiole. We have a momentum. This is a defining moment for all of us to say, if we are going to have a stable Senate, let us have one. It is not about North and South. It's about our rules. It's about the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It's about people who are hungry and deprived. Mr. President, sitting as chair, make no mistake about it. A few people who feel they will not give you more than 1 year to spend in this chair want to do everything possible before the 13th of June to remove you. And I am telling you, Mr. President and distinguished colleagues, distinguished colleagues, and that's why I say I'm speaking as Senator Opeyemi Bamidele, not as the Senate leader. As the Senate leader, I've always done everything possible to stabilize this Senate. I'm speaking, I'm exercising my own privilege as a senator. Now I am telling you, sir. I am telling you, sir. And I want Nigerians to know, I say it for history. The last time the people of South that you represent had a chance to be Senate President was over 40 years ago. The last time the entire people of the South had a chance to be Senate President was during Obasanjo regime, when he went to the Southeast. 5 people were elected because they were impeached in quick succession. But as soon as he left the South, we had peace and stability again because we will always cooperate. David Mark spent 8 years. Senator Ahmad Lawal spent 4 years. Peaceful 4 years. Saraki, even with all he did, spent 4 years. He was not impeached. It is about Akpabiole. It is about the South. You can now understand why Senator Ningi, we want to use the name of Northern Senators Forum, even when most of them did not agree to this. Mr. President, I plead with you. This is an opportunity for us to follow our rules. If tomorrow the wisdom of the elders of this Senate prevail and they feel we should do otherwise, let's lock ourselves up in a closed-door session and take another decision and go back to the world and reconsider ourselves on whatever decision we take today. I beg all of you, we must do the right thing today. We did not start this fight. Senator Ningi took this to the public domain, standing up to apologize here, even after he repeated that some people got 100 billion from this budget, some people got 60 billion. Haba, what apology are you expecting? Let us do the right thing, and I am saying it as part of the leadership of this Senate. I am not bothered. I was going through online, just as this is going on, it's trending now, that every senator got 500 million. My appeal to Nigerians is not about what was said there today, because I'm not going to deny that. But we have 12 months to implement 2024 budget. Let every Nigerian wait to see whether there's any of these senators who will not bring enough boreholes, enough solar street lights, enough road construction, and other projects, training and empowerment that will be up to 500 million naira. That is it. I am not set out to do.
Nuisance Lele. Nuisance Lele.
Did you hear that? Did you see that? We couldn't deny it. Saraki had a peaceful house. Robert Stamp Lawan had a peaceful house. This is the first time we're having a southerner and they want to remove you. And that is going to be the narrative. Akpabiole. all of these things is about Akpabiole. Everything Akpabiole. Is it because he's a southerner? We will not take it. We will not let you do it. But you guys are criminals now. See, right? Yes, we are southern criminals. When the northern criminals were doing their own, how come these people no talk? Shall we no cooperate? We cooperated with them to destroy Nigeria. They did. Southern, northern, senate, all of them. Our senators. Bokwari printed 27.5 trillion naira. They did not ask him what he did with the money, only for them to collect their own share. Baba, House of Rep members collected $15 million bribe. The Senate collected $30 million a bribe. Baba, in dollars, and within 30 minutes, they passed and approved the printing of money. Bokwari broke the law. When Bokwari was printing money, all of these senators, criminals, they were not even aware. They didn't know. And their law says before you print money, you must notify the National Assembly that you are taking so amount of money from the central bank as a loan and all that stuff before you go ahead. So Bokwari did not consult with them. 3 days before the end of his 8 years, after printing 27.5 billion naira, $50 billion that nobody could trace to anywhere, these guys collected $45 million. 360 House of Rep members, 109 or so senators. They collected that. This was last year, 2023. And they approved it. They said, yeah, approved. Legal. They backdated the approval and said Bokwari consulted with them. And they all voted. Within just 30 minutes, half an hour. The consequences of all of that is what you are seeing today in Nigeria. And Opeyemi Bamidele Onimuru is very proud of that time because the Senate was peaceful. Everybody they chop, everybody they get belle like that. There was no wahala. It is now the turn of Akpabiole, and you want the heaven to fall. We did not start this fight. But were all these lies? I'm going to play Sheun's video again. The two Sheuns. One is Okimbaloye. The other one is Onigmide. How they see the budget. You've heard it. You've seen it before. But you see those two criminals who said, the two of them that tried to turn it into a tribal war. They do not give a damn about their people or whatever. They are just sad that they have been exposed. Okay? And they do know that nothing will happen. But what exactly is in that your budget? Please let me repeat what you said earlier, Sheun.
Projects were categorized and pushed to MDAs or even cooperative organizations that don't have capacity to execute. And they say that it's anchored for accountability purposes. Give us an understanding just in about 60 seconds so that we can anchor. This particular one made my heart bleed, except someone explains to me what I do not understand.
So you have a problem, and the Ministry of Agric is the biggest culprit of this, and maybe because he was a former senator. You have the executive proposed 363 billion for the Ministry of Agric budget. It came out with 993 billion, over 600 billion. What thousands of projects were provided, were put in, and you have some agencies that become notorious. Federal Cooperative College or G-River. What exactly that agency? Why do he gets a chunk of project that inserted into his budget? National Productivity Center. Even the main Ministry of Agri gets that same way. Then you now see an agency that is supposed to be a Federal Cooperative College. It is a school. Now building a town hall, almost 800, 900, 1,000 kilometers far away from the school. And you tell me that's not about that's not accountability. What is the capability? What is the technical capability of the Federal Cooperative College or G-River to deliver a church, a church hall for an Anglican community? What is within the scope of that school? And if you look at the body law of this session, it has nothing to do about the capabilities of those MDAs to deliver. So the executive is losing his powers to actually steer the budget in the side of development.
I thought some of my producers would be able to get some of the items that can make ad bleed or in this kind of country that we belong to, support for traditional rulers and chiefs, support for language studies and arts in Bayelsa West Senatorial District, provision of security patrol vehicles in Lagos, like you mentioned, National Center for Agricultural Mechanization, Ilorin, anchored, all of these projects anchored on them. Oji Federal Cooperative College, Oji River, there are hundreds of projects anchored on that. Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, 2,470 projects. Federal Ministry of Work, 263 projects. Sheung, we need to go. 30 seconds to wrap up. Where do we go from here?
I think the president has to step in for me. And I said it clearly. If the president doesn't step in, if he thinks I will close my eyes and let go, this is a brazen attempt not to make development happen. He has to ask a question. What exactly is the purpose of the federal government here? And he has to come to a political solution. I don't think maybe a legislative solution is a way out of this, because I believe to some extent the budget being a law can be adjusted, can be amended, can be tweaked. Assembly. He needs to set a cap for what can be inserted in the budget. And I think that's best as a political solution.
What worries everyone is not the fact that this project will go into the constituency, but the fact that at the end of the day, this project, shown budgets and Channel Television, we've done documentaries on constituency projects that never get completed or even get off the ground. Money goes into the pockets of individuals. Thank you so much, Seun Onigbinde, co-founder of Budget. Thank you so much indeed for your time.
Thank you, Sheung. So, the Ministry of Agriculture proposed a budget of 320-something billion when they submitted it to the National Assembly. By the time the National Assembly will approve the budget for the Ministry of Agriculture, they approved 930-something billion. Even the ministry don't even know how their money jumped like that. And that is just one ministry. Thiefnubu has 48 ministries. 48. One single ministry. Their budget. The budget, we say, now them right to, this is what we want. This is what we want to do. They gave it to the National Assembly. And National Assembly added 600 billion to their budget. 600. And then you will see one single school. Keneko River have over 2,000. You see another one, the citizens have over 2,000 there. 2,000 projects. And when you go to the school, you'll be like, you know the school with this? The school where they construct town hall, different from Bala Blue in Ile-Ife. It is called scamming. And that is why you will never really see any development. It's unfortunate, isn't it? Koolu, a town hall.
If we lend ourselves to innovation, we can create wonders. Yeah, it's a successful, again, a town hall, different from Blue, Bulaba.
Anyway, I'll leave that to other chat afterward. Here is something you should know. I don't know if you have seen this, right? The Nigerian army, they posted this image plus another video. They now gave it a caption to make it probably more, to get our attention. Remember that in the last 1 week, we have not heard any rescue updates from Thiefnubu's government to rescue the over 800 Nigerians that have been kidnapped. Now over 900. They kidnapped another 61 people yesterday, 2 days ago. So when people are demanding Nigerian army, suddenly they posted this image. And guess what they say? They said Nigerian army successfully bust IPOB ESN camp where they are making drones for IPOB in Delta states. This was the caption of this image on the Nigerian Army's Twitter Facebook, social media handles. But that is not what happened. I don't know if you have noticed, whenever the Fulani terrorists increases their terrorism and they are more in the news, that will be the time that the Nigerian army will suddenly bust the IPOB, ESN base, and the Nigerian media, they will fly with it. This is where Maiyegun will always be different, because the lie is always buried in the open. The propaganda can actually fall flat only if you have a sensible number of Nigerians who can actually really comprehend and not already compromised. So what happened? Few days ago, the Nigerian police said they bust a gun AK-47 manufacturer in Kaduna. And somehow, it is completely unrelated to the insecurity in Nigeria, in the sense that most of these gun makers, they are not hiding. Okay? Gun makers in Nigeria, they are actually in the open. Which means the police, the government, they do know they exist. But somehow, in the last 10 years, for easy media PR, the Nigerian government, successive government, Nigerian military and defense, they are always busting the house and the what have you of gun makers to show to you that they are fighting terrorism. Yet, the type of weapons that these terrorists are carrying, obviously they are not made in Nigeria, and the criminal police and your security know that. But they need something to show that they are working. Their investigation, this or that. That is what happened in Delta State. There is a family business for gun making that has spanned generations. And surprisingly, the Nigerian police or Nigerian army invaded the place, arrested the people, the family, for making guns and all of that. But when it was time for them to tell the world what they just did, the story changed. They said it is now the IPOB, ESN, gun maker in Delta, something that doesn't make any sense. But they left an evidence that exposed that propaganda before it could even fly. They left a video from a reporter that followed them there. And you would be the judge, just like myself. Tell me, are these the IPOB, ESN, gun makers? Listen to them, because you might have seen this. This is why I am not easily swayed. I have told you with all my heart, the IPOB and the ESN, that I have spent years documenting their activities and their engagements publicly, privately. I am a veteran. If you are talking about researchers, I am one of the people you can speak to about if you have no idea of what is IPOB and their aims and objective. I am one of them. And I said, their aim and objective is to keep every Igbo, Biafran, and everybody that actually associates with that Biafra safe. That is their belief. That is their aim. That is their objective. They will never hurt the people they want to protect, ever. And I said, if you believe that the criminals that are perpetuating all kinds of criminality in Eastern Nigeria, despite the existence of, God knows, thousands of roadblocks mounted by the Nigerian security agents, yet those they call the unknown gunmen, if they are not politically sponsored, I said, If you see anybody that commits any crime, including kidnapping or whatever it is, you should arrest them. You should let them face the justice. But in Nigeria, they have already they've already given a dog a bad name to hang it. As long as it feels the context, the stereotyping. So people don't want to ask questions. They do not want to see that the same people that occupy Eastern Nigeria are the same criminals carrying out all kinds of criminality. Then using propaganda of the media to show to you that we told you, this is who they are. ESN IPOB in Delta State. Do you really think you are one of those that could be deceived by such news after watching this? Now watch.
The suspects, including the parents, confessed to the crime of running the factory as a family business. They manufacture and repair arms. They also manufacture drones and explosives. Conducting pressmen around the factory, the commander, 63 Brigade, Nigerian Army, Asaba, Brigadier General Ugochukwu Vitus Sonachukwu, said that they fabricate normal magazine AK-47 of 30 rounds to 60 rounds and also rent guns to criminals.
Quantum of weapons they are manufacturing, both for the insurgents and for armed robbers in Delta State. So these people here are major contributors to the insecurity, not just in Delta State, but even across southeastern Nigeria and neighboring states here. The warning to such people is that we will get to you. Anybody that is involved in act of insurgency or criminality that is against the peace and stability of Nigeria, we will get to you. No matter how you run, no matter how you camouflage your activities, we will unravel it, we will get to you.
Even their home is stocked with equipment and materials for the production of arms. The parents said that one of their sons has the passion of producing drones and repairing of guns.
My children, they repair gun here. They repair gun? Yes, because these drones, they're still working on it. Because when he was small, he has this passion for playing. He even built one. I think this thing is there. He built one that they use for school.
Something there. My way is even there. My petenia is there. So I went to collect it. So my son called me that I should go and rest, not to have my stress. I don't like it.
It's illegal, man. So you know it's illegal and you are involved in it?
You see that? Now tell me, is that the IPOB or ESN? Now, I also want to ask you this. I may not know how old you are, but when I was growing up, we actually do have community hunters. Who do you think repairs or fixes their guns for them? So when you have something, when they say generations that make and repair guns, what do you think blacksmith, what do you think they do? We grew up taking our own old men's gun. We will take their guns to the blacksmith to fix after the round of overnight hunting. But in Nigeria context, bring camera, bring police, Ugochukwu, lead them, walking with walking stick, like a 70, 80-year-old soldier, so that he can show authority and say, yes, we have discovered these people, they are making guns. Arrest them. Blindfold them. These are the people making guns for armed robbers. These are the people making guns for insurgents. It is not that they have armed robbers that said, oh, these people made the guns for us. But they need to give something to show like they are actually working. In Nigeria, not that these people don't exist, they do. And criminals use them as well, no doubt. But you see that arrest, and the headlines they gave to it. Go and read Nigerian papers now. They are already saying it. Nigerian troop bust IPOB, ESN camp, where they are making guns and drones. I don't know how sensible some of those who actually read their Nigerian media, I don't know how much they handle it. But Baba, would you sit down there and clap and say, what an achievement? And do you think all those AK-47 were the real gun runners who are the ransom takers? Do you think the place you saw there actually looked like, But it is Nigeria. Tell them, you know what they do? They are making guns. Maiyegun, let us tell ourselves, they are making guns. This is not, Nigeria is so dangerous now. So, you know, let us clap for the government. These people are making guns, like say, this person just fell from your mama's ass and you hit your head on the, you know, people will say when they'll burn you, now head you take knock ground. What to Yahweh, that's the first day. Making gun. What is crime in making gun? And what is your government doing in regulating such? Who do you think is going to be fixing all the hunters gun in your community and all that? Fulani terrorists are carrying imported AK-47. The local gun manufacturers are now the easy targets. The sponsor of the terrorists, those who are giving them amnesty and the rest of that, they are the ones in your government. But you see those ones who are like generations who have been making guns that should be regulated and where they run foul of the law should be punished, not to be used as pop-up for the security propaganda. Where has that led anyone or anybody? So when I saw that, I said, I'm bringing it up so that all of now we don't see like the Owerri prison break that you're asking yourself, wait to. Maybe because of ESN and IPOB, all these military guys who are killing people speaking, IPOB, come out and fight. Come out and fight. We will kill you. Come out and fight. Those repentant terrorists they added to the military. How come that the IPOB you are calling, they are now attacking Owerri prison next to the governor's office, the governor's house, where Oples Uzodijo lives. And yet they stayed there for 4 hours. They opened the prison, no fight. They did devotional services in the morning. They did good morning, Jesus, good morning, Lord. That's what they told the Mugus in Nigeria. And they believed them. I've stopped stressing it anyway. So I just thought you should see that. And that's what I wanted to share with you last night. And I was like, I'll do that some other time. My time was so gone. Now I'll leave the line open now, okay? I'll leave the line open. And you can call in and have your own say. It is brunch time, but my friend told me it is not always brunch or breakfast elsewhere anymore by the time we are done. But it is still breakfast in so many places as we speak. As some are preparing for their supper or dinner, it is lunch in the UK. Do not go anywhere. I will be back. Am I talking like that? I know. Don't go anywhere.
I bring you a message of hope.
going to spend a lot of resources on education.
I have the first caller today, and that will be hello.
Baba Maiyegun.
How you doing?
Yeah, I know deal. I know go lie, man. This Nigerian situation, man. Oh boy, I don't know. I just don't understand. This guy.
So where the renewed dope now, if the renewed dope is renewing, I'm asking people today, the student loan is gone until 2026 when they are preparing for another election. They'll bring it back.
So my question is this. What kind of boldness these guys have? They do anything, they don't even care. There's no fear of nothing. They don't care about nothing. They're just doing it. And these guys are just in social media ranting. What's going on?
Government should come and help us. What do you want government to do for you now? I don't know. Government should come and help us. Help us beg government. I mean, like, what the hell?
Begging them for something they need to do for the citizen of their own. Man, people are dead now.
The people deserve the type of
and you see
they deserve it. That's what we have been told.
How can you be sharing 500 million each? You know how much is that? She will have people in one person 500 million naira. And you collect that money and you put in your pocket.
The funniest one is that they will continue to say, we need to be serious. Let us face the real issue and work together. Our people are hungry. As if to say they are actually doing anything to end their hunger rather than profit from their hunger. Baba?
And the most annoying part of it is this obedience that they're shouting for next election. The same obedience, if they elect us obedient, they will chop the money too. They don't care. Obedient one bit. Not
a single one came out, because if you try it, they go suspend you too. So it is better you maintain table manners. You don't talk.
That's why when I debate with those disobedient people, you are just wasting your time with this election. Break that country. Let's break it. Let us go their way. Thank you for the
thank you so much as well, because I mean they wake most of you up in America now. Like there's so many of you who are turning up these days, and I'm like, now Americans are putting it in their own diary or in their schedule now. Like Maiyegun will be up this month. Let me go check. Is he up? So
you're right about that.
In the morning, you're like they're like listening as well. Thank you. Anyway, thanks for being part of it.
You're welcome, sir.
You have a wonderful day. So let's take another one. Here. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon. This is Mr. Koolu from London.
Koolu, you know they miss him.
No. I know they miss him.
It is great again. So here we are, student loan law.
Yeah, I will call your attention to. I called one evening. And I was saying there was nothing like free education in Nigeria.
And it was 2 nights ago.
No,
you didn't say there was nothing like free education. You said that we should question the type of free education because people still have to pay for so and so. Somebody responded afterward. Remember?
Yeah. The man that responded, you see, let me give you some data.
Right.
You know, I was more concerned. Even I called about a week ago concerning about the structures that they created for those schools. And without any disrespect, I wasn't born when those free education was in existence.
Yeah.
That free education, people can use data for whatever they want to use it for. But do you know that that free education run, they planned for it even before independence. It was 1952 that they put that thing forward in the Western region. And it was the Minister for Education in Western region, Chief S.A. Awokoya.
Yeah.
And they had a plan of 3 years that thing should start in 1955.
Right.
So was my own question was, when I did my own research and I noticed that that thing has 3 years, do you want to tell me that those Jakonde building that they put in structure, where they started those schools from breaking them from what's it called, afternoon school, second shift school, that they break it up and they created those
If you
schools?
have done your research, I think I have an answer close to what you're asking. Okay.
Wait, Maiyegun. Let me laugh.
All right.
When between those 3 years, does it justify that those kind of structures should be what we should be educated in?
Is that your question now, right?
Yeah, and it will bring me to another. It will bring me to another question.
What happened is that historically, you were right when they were putting the plan in place and they decided to execute it. It started in 1954. Okay, that was the first time. And the idea, by the way, was they did not have all the resources to house all of the students as planned, right? But what they did was that people started, giving their own houses and all that. But you see that Jakonde part that you just brought in, Jakonde did not become Lagos State governor to execute that one you are talking about. Jakonde was one of the political boys that followed Awolowo, really, right? But he didn't become governor until 1979, Baba.
Yeah.
So hang on. Before 1979,
I get what you mean.
Hang on, Baba. Hang on. Before 1979, you see all those ideas of Awolowo this, Awolowo that got truncated since 1963. It didn't even last longer.
Yeah,
so the moment the Republican Wahala then started, so what happened was that Awolowo was taking off the whole thing, and the continuation of that, idea started dying. But education was still free. And hang on, Saul, hang on. Let me finish. Okay.
Yeah, I'm listening.
That by the time they will be done, between that 1965, 66 to that 1979. That progress that was supposed to be like steady then, if not truncated, would have prevented Jakonde from building a makeshift building. By then, investment in education in the West has gone to almost zero. And that's what led us to where we are today. So Jakonde came up with that idea when they have so many people that were seeking admission into schools. So they said, okay, they will start creating those makeshifts, begin to allow all of them to access that, right? You could go to morning school, afternoon school, or evening school. It's pretty much like they are starting again, but it wasn't about the entire Southwest anymore then. It was just Lagos. So Awolowo's idea was for the entire Southwest, but it got truncated at the very earliest. Now go on, Saulu, please.
Okay. You see, when those, for the what's it called? Those buildings. Do you know? I'm just referring them to Jakonde schools. I'm not actually picking on Jakonde.
I'm just reminding you of the circumstances that led to them too. And I want you to always factor that in. It was like something of necessity of makeshift.
Okay. Fine and good.
You know what
if you look at it, this plan was in 1952. And they rolled it out in 1955. And do you know how much they spent on those buildings?
I may not know the actual figure, Baba, but what happened is it
was 2 point.
Hang on, whatever they spent, it was even inadequate. That people had to even give their own properties for.
Thank you very much. Thank you. 2.14 million pounds, not naira, million pounds. My brother, if today you go give somebody 2,000 pounds from your pocket, your body go tell. So I'm not blaming the man. I'm not blaming anyone. But what I'm trying to bring out, and it goes back to what I first said when I first called, is that a lot of us in Nigeria, we've seen our rights as a privilege.
Fortunately, I know.
Because somebody was giving you food meal of 50p, you have access to free food. You have access to table and chair. And you are paying on the other way around.
There's another way you are paying. I know.
You pay, and you believe it's free.
Nothing is free. Anything you take for free, somebody else is paying for it. Let's be honest. Nothing is free.
And I will give you a rundown analysis. In 1952, they have 3,550 primary schools. In 1954, they went to 6,274 primary schools. And in 1955, a year after, he went to the number of schools only increased by about 180. Went to 6,207, 407. And by 1958, the thing went to 6,607. And you look at it that this thing, like all you always say, that this thing, this corruption, the thing don't day for long. It don't day inside the bone marrow. It don't day inside the blood.
It's always been.
Blood,
money, what do you call it? The benefit of power, money in particular, has made men gone astray in the past. And that is why we said when we learn from our history, we should not become the prisoners of our history. We should learn what they did right and improve on that. And learn from what they did wrong, never repeat them.
And you see the older generations, yeah? That's why you see there are some certain things. A lot of, especially, I will use Yorubas as an example. And I'm apologizing to anyone listening to me. I'm so sorry. I understand that we have to respect.
Don't always, it's like you want to say something you probably shouldn't say, you know?
No,
so what no. If you are going to apologize for what you're going to say, then don't say it. I don't like
No. Because I don't like disrespecting people. Yeah. You see the older, our older generation, especially of the Yorubas, they are so decisive that they use you see them, they have two mouths. They will say one here now. When they see the person, they will not say another thing. They will say a different thing. Yeah? And you see lots of them.
Is that really synonymous with the older generation? Some of us are like that too. You
know? No. Me. Why? No. What is I said Yorubas, but I'm looking at even the older generation now. That this thing started.
I'm trying to say Saolu. From my own experience, right? I know you are using that demographic. From my own experience, right? It doesn't kind of limit to race.
No. It doesn't. It doesn't. But I'm saying that this thing is watering down.
Like what you have seen, and you
it's watering down. It's watering down.
I see.
If you look at some of our leaders, especially in the Southwest, some of these people were educated here before they went to Nigeria. They were really, really educated here. Some of the Obas, they were brought from this UK.
Exactly.
I can mention about 5 that they were brought from this country and they took them to Nigeria. And the reason why the people around in those communities took them down there was because these people are well exposed, they have experience and blah blah blah. But he worked against them. Like when you posted this morning about the what's it called, student loan. We knew that. We saw that from the very first day when the thing was being moving.
It started with the people where they bring bad news.
Yeah, we're moving. It's just so simple. One, they were not ready for it. If you see the white paper of that thing, you will know it's something copied from another person. And the guy that went for this thing, they asked the guy, so what about this? What about this? What about this? He couldn't answer it. And this is a guy, if you look at the accent of that guy, now like somebody who went school for US or for UK. And you will be shocked that these are the people that they will be people that will make sure that people that will be on that list are people that are even
they acquire knowledge and skills. Instead of them using that knowledge and skill to better the life of Nigerians, they actually use them to rob them.
Yeah.
We see all of them who schooled here. They will never run any company the way they are running Nigeria, Baba. But you will see professionals because they want to defend lies. And they will start talking like illiterates. And you look at how come this? I thought they said this man is a PhD holder. Say, you don't look bad. Once you start lying on TV like that, you go start like illiterate in it.
I did 2 masters in this UK. 2 masters I did in this country.
If you become a minister in Nigeria, Baba, there's way no go school who can sense past you, but because you have to be deliberately stupid.
How much are they taking as this student loan from us? How much are we paying back? you have to be earning certain amount of money
Before
to
you
be paying
start paying,
people.
exactly.
Yeah, but in Nigeria, you just find out that even ordinary bursary, for them to give you 1,000, 2,000 naira, then when we were in school, the war you will go through. And some of these people that are older than us and they know the history of Nigeria, they enjoy Nigeria, they're the one going into the government offices, collecting contracts. Yeah, they have friends, they have family there. They will collect contracts. If they want to do the road, they will say they will pay you this. If you don't want to do it, they will pay you that. And these are the same people, they will be coming, and they'll be telling you how good Nigeria was, how lovely Nigeria was when they were in school, when they were that, when they were that. It's because they've seen their rights as a privilege.
Saulu, on that one, I can never fault you. Because even me, I continue to, especially what I experienced under Bokuwari. Okay. The year I was born was the year Bokuwari took power in Nigeria 40 years ago. Now, somebody like me had to face Bokuwari the second time in my lifetime. Okay. And it was also going to be a worse experience. But there were those who actually lived through Bokuwari's time in the 80s. And yet, Baba, they were so adamant that Bokuwari is what Nigeria deserved. They witnessed what Nigeria turned to then. Okay? And that's what I did. I mean, I will never forgive them for that. I saw what people did deliberately. So many of them just felt like we don't get discipline, we don't get respect. Now Bokuwari could come discipline us. Somebody like this Maiyegun, they deserve Bokuwari to come and discipline them. These are older people. They did not want us, they didn't kind of warn us or make sure that they prevented this Bokuwari from happening to people in this generation. They wanted it to happen, and it has happened.
Yeah,
I do not like them for that.
Do you know that Saraki's father, I think it was the first, the father was something in the Senate, in the first Republic.
He was the House leader, the first, what do you call it? They call it the First Republic or something.
Yeah.
It's the leader, House leader.
If you look at those first set of leaders in Nigeria, including the Hausas, including the Igbos as well. Look at the first set of leaders. Go and trace their family. It's not that they wiped out. 85-90% of them, they are abroad, because then
majority of their children don't live in Nigeria. Absolutely.
They born them. They are. That's why I was asking somebody yesterday that is there something that these people saw that they were giving back to all their children abroad then, and even as at then that they believed that Nigeria was still they enjoy Nigeria. People that said they enjoy Nigeria.
I'll tell you what I found out.
So how did those people? How did they have all their children abroad then?
Because they had
but our own parents. My mom is about 80 years old. You tell me that.
Yes,
then my mom told me then that when we were growing up, when I immediately we got to university, my mom was telling me that there's no need of staying. If once you finish, everything I have, I'll put together. You people should leave. So there's no way that there was no time that Nigeria was good. That anybody that we are just seeing our rights as privilege, because then there was this election they did during Babangida time. They used option A4. People were queuing in front of poster
at the back of who you are voting for, and now they will come to you.
Do you know that one this is a plain clear thing? The placard was there. People queue up, and a man has already even don't give people money, so people no queue. Only 3 people on the queue. People were just hanging around, and immediately the man came out like this. Where the man stand, everybody just go queue for the place. It's not the contestant, but he was the one that was distributing the money for people there. That one is this one. Everybody just went. And there was another man that was in another party that's giving some people money. So I don't know whether the money he gave them was smaller. And people turned. This one, Akoko, not be a secret ballot.
Open.
Open. And that party, that was everybody was just looking like this. And when they finished, the 2 men, they started fighting, physical fight like this. And people turned around and they just went. So
like nothing happened. They are delivered. So
my mom,
they will now be saying, Honorable Emagbagbe, wow. Honorable, we have delivered now. Don't forget also. Please remember us. We have delivered now. They will be
my mom told us that this thing that it's not starting today, that there's nothing there's no system they will put in place in this country that people will just find a way. That it is the same people that will be reading newspaper tomorrow in front of our house and they will be arguing the government is bad. They say, look, the next morning, he said, I should look at them. So look at them. These are the people that left the right person that they're supposed to vote for. And went to the other one and said, look at it. The next morning now, they started arguing.
They will be back here. They will be back the following day again. Start arguing.
They will hold newspaper and started arguing. They said, look at them. They said, look, like this guy, Opeyemi Bamidele, yesterday, that was the reason why I didn't join you in the afternoon, because that thing popped up and I was watching it live. And look at the way they turned the whole thing around against that man. And even I knew Indume that knew the truth. You know what he did? He just started spinning the thing on that, oh, they should end it. There was a budget when the money for certain construction wasn't added to it. That's how they normally do their budget. Blah, 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 blah. That's how. And they turned against the man. And when Opeyemi Bamidele stood up, I was just like, I played that thing.
It started spewing that tribal gibberish there.
My brother, that was what they sold to these people when they were at every election. That is the strategy. And I look at that boy and say, this Opeyemi Bamidele, oh, this is one of the reasons why Thiefnubu came up and said that he sent him to university in UK or something like that.
It's Thiefnubu that educated him. He said it. He was a commissioner under Thiefnubu, remember?
Yeah.
And he's the only witness. So this is the only witness that went to court and said it is true that Thiefnubu forfeited money. But it is true that this or that. And he went away and they still cleared him.
And and people don't see, and people have started on Twitter saying, after all is a lie. They should just allow Akpabiole to work. They should just allow Thiefnubu government to go on.
All this enemy of Thiefnubu government, all these people, they are trying to get to Oshiomole. People must make sure they protect Akpabiole and they must protect Thiefnubu because all these northerners is already brewing. But do you remember when I said that those Abobakus that are always waking up from the bad dream of seeing the Igbos coming to take their land? They are worried about the Igbos. They should be worried about this northerners, because they will be the ones that will get Thiefnubu. The hypertension is already happening. They are already playing the card. Now suddenly, I am now a South. You know they see me now. We are South. We must support the South. Because the North always gang up against the South. Now let's go and support the South.
We're from South. I said since when? Since when? Since when? Since when? Look at Oshiomole's case. I understand him. Oshiomole's case is not that he turned everything around. Oshiomole know that those state people, they are one of the people that are unpredictable. It might not come back to the Senate with that thing. Because those people, you see them, they have a dramatic way of voting. Their head go just say now today, this is the truth and we are following the truth and that's it. So Oshiomole has been served breakfast by Edo people. So that's why you see him always raising up when an issue like this comes. That me, I don't know anything about it. Because
it's such a dubious character, honestly.
Yeah, you people might not want to vote for me the next time. So me, I'm not part of it. I'm not part of it.
Thank you.
Well, I'll allow other people. I'm telling you. Okay.
Take it easy, okay, Baba. Nice one. Saulu. Now that says Saulu there. I have actually missed Martinelli. Martinelli, now they work they do now. Somebody don't take Martinelli away from me. I haven't seen him in a while. Anyway, let's hear from another caller. Okay. Yeah. Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun General.
Hello, sir. How are you, Baba?
Long time, Maiyegun.
So, how is everything? I bet you probably have always been around anyway, but just not had the chance of calling.
Yeah. Do you know who is calling?
I want to believe it's Vincent, but I'm not too sure.
Let me tell you my name. Maybe I guess maybe you have forgotten. Do you remember one?
In fact, giving you Vincent, right? It's because I can't immediately remember the real name that came to my mind. And I'm going to ask you to help me. Help me. Who am I speaking to?
Do you remember one Chooks from Stuttgart, Germany.
Germany. I'll tell you something, right?
Yeah.
I had about 3 names that came to my head right away when I saw that number. I know it's a German number, and I was gonna be like, okay. And Chooks was like, no, don't say Chooks. Chooks is from Canada. I was like, okay, Chooks. No, it's not gonna be Chooks. So Chooks is true. How are you?
All right, I'm fine. I'm doing great. I always follow you up anyway, but
I know
most times in the offices, you can do this course and make a lot of voice.
I know.
So how is your Nigerian?
Go on.
How is your Nigerian doing?
Well, we are here mourning our demise that is so slow. Sometimes it's acting like it's too slow for his demise.
Well, sometimes when I see the discussion going on, I'm just keep on laughing. And because I don't even know why we think things will even change in this regime or this. I don't.
More than 99% of those on this platform don't even think along that line.
Even this budget part himself, I wasn't even amazed. That has been what they have been doing. They have been doing that. So it's like that is the way they have been stealing. They have been stealing. That is their norm. So when you watch some of the senators saying that is the usual way they have been doing it, they're just telling you that is the usual way they have been stealing. It's normal to them. So they keep fooling the Nigerian people, giving them false promises. Okay, let's, for instance, the educational loan that they promised the people. I think that was the inauguration period that the Thiefnubu promised them.
After inauguration, it was an afterthought. Remember that it was after they removed subsidy. They are now looking for something to say.
It was after they removed subsidy. Yeah, when the heat of the subsidy removal was going on.
Okay, don't worry. We are going to give you free education.
And look at, I think they said the initial sum is 5 billion.
It was.
Okay, then just think of.
No, hang on now. It was when people started complaining that how can you give millions of students? How can you say you are giving them 5 billion and you are using 5.5 billion to buy yourself a yacht? So the money for yacht is more than the education money. Oh, we didn't know. Oh, yeah, make it 10 billion. Meanwhile, they had no single plan of giving them any shishi. Anyway, they don't pay for. Baba, they don't pay for boat. I mean, the yacht. They don't pay for that one. They don't build their shitty man's house in Abuja.
Yeah. The last time I was watching
the money for student loan, Babu, Mba.
Sometimes there's something I used to tell my friends, that the truth of the matter is that it's like we black race, that we are not intelligent. When I tell my friends that they will like to fight me and say, so, whichever way you think about, we are not intelligent. We pretend to be intelligent, but we are not. You see, because when you watch the whole other part of the world, if 10% of what is happening in Nigeria happened there, they go born everywhere.
Pray for this, pray for that. We already be hearing now. No, see, are we not saying pray for 80 now? Oh, you never hear Nigeria they say they pray for 80. Meanwhile, what is happening in
they were praying for.
See, what is happening in there, Baba? See, what is happening in Zamfara, Abuja, Borno, Plateau, Benue, Taraba, Adamawa, Kaduna. These 8 places alone. No, that's too much. What did they happen for just 2 places out of these 8 alone? What did they happen for?
It's not
80?
enough.
Or what happened in 80? It's not half of what happened in these 2 places alone.
Yeah, it's not enough to be prayed for.
Don't carry gun. Prime Minister, don't run away. So you are right. What happened in Nigeria that they get away with in Nigeria, if a tiny bit of it happened elsewhere, all of us go down the shout, pray for this, pray for that.
Another example, I will give you another example. Why I say the black people, they are not intelligent. Look at Sri Lanka. The other time they chased the president out of
they took over the
presidential
parliament. I saw that video.
Yeah. Do you know one of the argument? What makes them angry? That they are getting electricity 16 hours a day. That was if you can go and check and see one of their grievances.
Go on. Because of no light.
So when I saw it, I saw, oh, these people chased this man out because they are getting electricity instead of 24 hours, 16 hours. And you ask yourself, even in Abuja, the federal capital of Nigeria, even in Aso Rock, Aso Rock don't even get, I can bet it that it doesn't get electricity 16 hours.
You don't forget they won't cut their lights last week. They said that people then go pay them. You know, that one? That they were holding Nigerian NEPA over almost 1 billion naira. They no pay.
Yeah, not only that, even if they pay it, apart from the standby generator that they keep on budgeting trillions for the normal capacity, the normal duration of the electricity that Aso Rock is getting, it's not up to 16 hours for each day.
I agree.
Yeah. So that is what I used to tell them. Say, my objection is two. Either one is that we are not intelligent, or if you say that we're intelligent, as a Christian, I believe in the creation from God. I was telling them because if you read the Bible, during the creation in Genesis, God said, "Let us make man." And then during the making of man, God and Satan, they are still working because Satan, then it was called Lucifer, is the second in command. God still trusts Satan. That is my own opinion. No? Anybody can quote me wrong.
Something written now, Baba, it's faith.
Yeah.
I love it. Continue.
So I think,
there's something I have noticed. It's not just
during the creation of man.
I want to say something, I want to say something. And I want to say this to everybody too. See, people have the impression that I do not believe in God. There are people who so sometimes when they are talking about their faith and talking about things, they always want to say, sorry, I'm just, no, don't be. I believe in God. I just don't
it's not
believe
because
in
of you. I know.
No,
it's not because of you.
No, I know it's not because of you.
Because I want to say something. What I want to...
Wait now, Chooks.
Yeah,
sorry, 1 second.
Well,
I say this, I beg. Just 1 minute.
Yeah.
What happened is that when people call me, right, when their conversation is going to the part where they want to have, they've said beautiful things, they've said all their opinions, then they get to a stage, they will say, I know that with God, this can be, but sometimes they'll just remember that, no, I don't think I should be saying with God in front of Maiyegun because he's probably going to be like, no, I'm not like that. See, everybody watching me, I respect everybody's faith. If I enjoy it, there's people who believe in their faith and all of that. They are able to separate that their faith and all of that from when we are discussing the failure of public officials, whose failures we can see. Here you get. So you know that when you talk your mind, you are not hanging it on God by saying, I don't know what to say. I just know that God will do it. That's the one I don't like. And that's the one I'm kind of like, you know what? I believe in God. Everybody watching me, look at me very well. I do. Because my own belief in God is that from what I have learned, right? It has to do with your what? With your mind, your heart. Okay?
Yes,
if your thoughts are dark, you are evil. If your thinkings and thoughts are clear enough that you are not hurting anybody or intending to hurt anybody intentionally, then you are godly. That's enough for me. It's only when people begin to use Sky Daddy as magician. Now that one we don't like. Okay? See, Chooks,
okay.
Fire on as you feel like. Please
okay, the point I want to make about that creation is this.
Yes.
Because during that creation, God and Lucifer, they are still paddy. And when God said, let us, that means the God the Father, the God the Son, and the God the Holy Spirit, and with Lucifer, contributed in creating human beings. But then the difference is that it's like, God has, I feel that God made some delegation. It's like when they were delegating the making of black people, that maybe God told Lucifer to go and create their heart. That is what I believe.
No, don't believe
because
that.
When
You know, in
see,
the Bible, in the Bible, they said God created everything and everything was good, which means everything was perfect according to God. But man sinned and they cut short the glory of God. You remember that? Now sin don't make us be waiting we be. But I get your drift too. I just don't want you to think that way and say maybe because
I know what you said.
You know, we are just who we are in the long run if we are not using the context of creation now. Okay, but you are right. There are some evidence that has shown that.
You know why I say that? Why I say that is that when you look at what is happening in Nigeria, look at the so-called the Senate president. Upon all the money he made as a governor, of all the money he made as a minister of one of the super ministers, but it's still not enough for him. Yeah, you see, it's still amassing a lot of money. So when you think as a normal human being with a normal heart,
shouldn't be like that.
What do you want on earth again? It's one of them, yeah, you understand, though. I'm not talking of Thiefnubu and the rest of them. It's one of them, So they don't have human heart. So I believe that they have.
Now your theory makes bad sense now, right? That I mean, you can convince yourself that no be God created these people. You are not sure. And even if God created them, not be only God created them. There's some part of them that was created by the devil. And you have a point, Jukes. You do. You have a point.
You see people dying. You see people dying of hunger. But still, all this trillion you have is still not enough.
No.
You know, the day there is a program you made. I tried to get you.
Quickly take care.
I think a day.
Give me a second. No vex. I'll take care of one stray animal. Somebody, I saw it at first. I thought it was actually like a flip, right? Somebody has been posting, Obediot, a very useless group I have never seen. Studio Tech, you know, if you are somewhere where it's convenient for you, okay, to pick up anybody on or any group on my platform, and I'm glad that she has been removed. Okay, now let me say something here quickly, Chuk. Sorry for interrupting you every now and then. Okay,
there's no problem.
All right. What happened is that me, Maiyegun, I am for the breakup of Nigeria, which is peaceful. I'm not asking for what. Doesn't mean that that's what I'm going to get. Okay, there are people like me too. We just wanted to be out of this contraption. We don't want to be part of the unity nonsense. Okay, there are those who actually wanted. There are those who believe that they also wanted a Nigeria, but not this Nigeria. There are those, right, who believe that a system is going to be put in place or should be put in place, not this one. But you know something? All of us you see on this platform, Maiyegun's Diary Political, we are those who have one or two disagreements with the current situation in Nigeria and the formation. A lot of us here, we may not all be agreeing. Obedient they say they want a country devoid of all of this. That is Nigeria. Which they don't want this Nigeria. They want a different one that they believe they can create. That is what they want. But they oppose this current one. I oppose this current system that has divided us more and impoverished us more. I oppose it. Showore and his people, they believe in a revolution. They believe that another Nigeria is possible from this one, which means they disagree with this one too. Everybody will disagree with what the current Nigeria is my friend. Even if we have different expectation or different goal, but we have something in common. And that is Nigeria must go. Now, if that is to happen, we can't fight ourselves. We can't bring ourselves down. Any attack on any of us, whether you are for Biafra, okay, or you are obedient, or you are revolution now, or you are for Yoruba nation, or even Kwararafa nation, or even confederation, even the bogus restructuring. To me, I strongly believe that if you oppose the current system, that means you want something different, Abi. If I join others to fight you, I am not doing myself any favor. Because you know what? I am actually helping the establishment to do their job by destroying ourselves. Go out there, you this Biafra. Go away, you this Odudua. You. Who do you think you are doing it for? Yourself? No, you are doing it for Thiefnubu and his gang. The establishment. Stay divided is theirs. So don't bring your Bruku to my platform and begin to attack people and think, yes, we can condemn actions of people. On my platform, do not feel comfortable like you can Okuma Paedanu in anywhere to Bawa. Chooks no vex. I have to say that in Yoruba. Oh, please go on.
It's okay. It's okay. So just quickly one other point. During the burial of Muigwe, blessed memory, you know, I don't speak bad about people, whatever calamity that befell on them. God knows the best. So I noticed something. So most of those big guys were shedding tears as if to say it pains them about the death. But I don't think it's the death that pains them. The painful moment is most of them is what they committed in his hand, that they don't even know
what is
how it will go. I give you an example. I read the former central governor explaining to us how he got help from him, and he thought that he will die before Muigwe. Then that he said he entrusted the funds of his children's education. I say, oh, now we are getting it.
Now
he used the word.
You missed that part where Fubara. Oh, Chooks, you don't tell me you missed the part where Fubara actually said it clearly that Wigwe was so powerful that it was the one handling their money. He said that Wigwe was so powerful that he controls men, including politicians. He said it.
So when I read that, I said, okay, now I see. He called it Children Trust Fund.
Yes.
But Baba, now the millions and billions of dollars.
It is billions. So you go see somebody call somebody burial. They cry. Say, look, you must have loved him so much. Oh, look at how people are crying. Baba,
it is the money.
You go to say that because somebody died. Now somebody money we don't go be that go look like this. We go.
Why did you die? What?
Say he's dead. Oh, you shouldn't leave me. I'm gonna die. It's because somebody's money don't go.
And not only that, you see how he has made provision for his children and children. It's about his third generation. Even though he didn't use the word child, but you can trust me, he had made provision for his third generation.
Yes.
And then the masses are there taking pictures, making videos, sending it in different platforms of the burial. And so Namumu, 200 people, 200 million.
God, come and bless me like we everybody, all these powerful thieves can come and praise me. Man, God is see poor man, whether they use him money, they flange you. They use them as prayer points. Tomfuri. Chooks,
my brother,
you have done well. Thank you so much for stopping by, okay?
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to say hi.
Coming around. Thank you. You have a good one, okay? Yes, that is a Chooks from Germany. I mean, my veterans have not been in for a very long time. So I have another caller, and I do believe that this is Lady Charm, and I beg to be wrong. Hello.
It's me.
Yes, because I know you are the only one with that family photo. I am yet to see people with that family photo. Until I found one, I'm going to be guessing right. How are you this morning?
I'm fine. I managed to catch your show. I've had a good laugh this afternoon. I was
anyway.
I was listening to the previous caller with this whole Wigwe theory.
Things. I'm glad that people are really, really catching on these days. They are no longer allowing anybody to emotionally blackmail them when they actually want to ask questions.
You know
what I mean?
The last time we talked about, I said something about Wigwe. I said, I really don't like speaking and saying anything about the dead because obviously they're not there to defend themselves and everything. But, with the amount of the kind of wealth that these people controlled and the kind of power that they had, and at the end of the day, you still live in a country like Nigeria. You have to say, was your wealth used with wisdom, or was it used selfishly? Did you do anything for the promotion and the, the success of the country, or for your own selfish, benefits at the end of the day? And the success of your friends, living off the people's wealth. I know, there are people, like I said to you that time, that there are people who I know personally who worked with him and said that he had time for people. He always was, he made himself available, and I'm not talking about people who are wealthy, or just, regular people, right? Yeah, exactly. So,
and without any sort of prejudice or whatever, right? The guy was reported to really, really be very good. He is a genius.
Exactly. You see, this is the thing.
Guys together and take their money. Give it to him.
but the point, I think the point I'm trying to make is that with that kind of control and with that kind of, wealth and access that you had, you really didn't move the needle forward. To, if you see where I'm coming from, it didn't sanitize the political class or anything. I say, okay, I can't support you because, your ideology, your philosophy, the way you are and the way I am, we're two different people. Do you understand? But I guess, that's why I'm not Wigwe. Maybe that's why he's Wigwe and he's who he is, and he could, and I'm not. So, I guess that's how people make their money, and they can live with themselves that way.
Well, they call themselves a capitalist. Me and you can think like this, okay? Maybe when you and I eat our first $1 billion, right? We'll probably
maybe we'll think differently.
Yeah, we'll take some crash courses and now billionaires things, because they tend to be very selfish. You know that.
Well, exactly. As I said, that's why he's who he is.
When you say that to a billionaire, all this elite, all these capitalists, they are so selfish. They say, "Make your first billion first, please."
And then exactly, and then let's see. We can have a conversation after you've made your first billion, or maybe
you can tell people who are not humans, people who think for themselves, and the result is out there. We can all see it. If elites who are so rich in Nigeria are super defending a country that is so poor that way, yet they are
exactly
profits. Where are they getting
where are they getting it from, and who are they leveraging to get all of that?
People or economic saboteurs?
Good question. You see, those are all the things that but again, like I said, we never have these conversations when these people are alive and well to defend themselves and to actually, push them and say, okay, what exactly are you doing? How can you be making look at Elumelu? I think he's the next person that people should target because he's so wealthy. He's so out there.
Yeah, he's still alive.
And he's still alive. So let's not wait for when
all of his deal. Remember, we may not know all of his deals, right? But we remember this $12 billion crude oil as collateral for $3.3 billion loan. Continue, charm.
Exactly. Anyway, that's for me. That's I was having a good laugh with you and the previous caller when
it's always out there. The information is out there. But there is always, like, when you have the information, there's always another blackmail or propaganda beside it to dissuade you from asking questions. For example, he's dead now. Hey, a dead man cannot defend himself. Of course, even if he's alive or not, right? Even if he's alive or not, if there are some things that we will never know. But there are
true. There's some things that we will never know. But these things that we're doing now, like somebody on the chat is saying now, that we can also ask of those questions that we couldn't ask Wigo because Wigo is late. We could start asking people like Jimovia, Elumelu, all of these criminals, all of these bankers, capitalists, and things like that.
They will soon ask you, this is the problem with all of us in the South. We always do too know. Have you ever seen all the Hausa or the Northerners calling out their own billionaires and say, and how far did that work for them?
Listen, I don't have time for those kind of arguments. Because,
now my own question will be that I'm like, if the Northerners will criticize their leaders,
exactly. If they're happy to live in the hovels that they're living in, then that's their own business. That's up to them. But we will have the ability to call out our own southern South leaders and ask them to do better. Then we will do that. If those ones then do not want to do the same, that's up to them. The other day, they were showing the people that the place where the people were kidnapped and everything. Did you people see that? Did you people look at the buildings, the road, and everything? These people are living in I don't even know how to even describe what it is that they're living. And this is the same people These are the same people who, like you said, bar how many years that Obasanjo was there, you practically ruled
Nigeria for 47 years.
You ruled Nigeria for 47 years, and look at the state of your or where your people live, the schools that your children go to. So if those northerners do not want to ask their leaders questions, don't ask me not to ask my own leaders questions. I don't want to be living in a hovel. That's why I'm asking questions. I don't want to be living in a place where the road is not motorable or you cannot even walk. Do you understand? So I will ask, but I will bring them out so that they can tell us what they are doing with their money. Don't ask me to compare oranges and
I don't want to end up like northern Nigeria.
No, that's not my aspiration. I'm not aspiring to be like northern Nigeria. So
because to them they do not understand, and we have to make them understand some certain things. Okay, that life is a choice. Everybody has a choice. Oh, we don't have it. You do have a choice.
No, you have a choice. We all have a choice.
Choices that some of you are too comfortable to take. I don't want to die.
I don't. I also wanted to say, this work that you do, I have to commend you. You are very, patient, and you really listen to people. The last caller, whilst I was laughing because of the Wigwe section, I did not find that whole associating intelligence with skin color. Do you understand? I don't know how. Once anybody opens their mouth and starts to argue like that, I can't have a conversation with you because you've already demonstrated without saying that you're illogical. And there's something wrong with your thinking faculty is dysfunctional somewhere. Somebody's the color of somebody's skin does not determine the level of intelligence. What he needs to understand and begin to understand is you are dealing with a broken people. We are a broken people, maybe because of our experiences and what we lived through and what we continue to live through. It's not because we don't want to fight. I think that there will be a point in time where the straw will break the camel's back and people will take to the streets. It's going to happen. Look at the students' loan. They said we're going to give students loan and stuff like that.
I know people can only sort of fight and change their situation if they have been shown or they have seen that there's something better. We are grateful to we're grateful for the social media and the internet and all that doing the job slowly and slowly. Somebody said, whenever we tell the people to fight for themselves, but these are people that have been born into that darkness. They've never known anything different. They can only imagine it. Okay. But these days, with
exactly,
internet, people are beginning to actually see that they are so behind things that they have been. I mean, they are exposed to now. There are things that they should have been exposed to for a very long time. So we might
for a very long time. So change will come. What the person also has to understand is that places like Singapore, historically, all of those people, if you read about Tiananmen Square and all of those things, they've always protested. They've always had it in them to protest and be out there and take their governments to task. They don't care if you are the CCP or whoever you are, they will take you to task. Do you understand? They've had that historically. We don't have that historically. So you cannot expect us to all of a sudden turn around and become them. No, it's going to take time. And that is why your platform and other platforms like yours are critical to make those kind of changes happen. And I think and I believe that they will happen eventually. People will take to the street. It's going to take time. For example, like I was going to say, with the student loan situation, at least you've been saying it, even when they brought it, as you said that this one is a scam. Is a scam. They're not going to do it. And true, this money is everywhere. And the funny thing is that
somebody, you see, when I alert people, right, they actually think something. I am happy, right, that their criminal leaders fail. I am not. But the reason why I raise alarm early enough is before I come out to say something, I'm not saying them because I don't like them. Of course, I don't like them. I'm not saying things because I don't like them. If I have been saying things because I don't like them, majority of you who are here will never be here. You would have seen it far away and say, no, it's just somebody who don't like them. I come here, I present things.
To present the
all
fact,
of us
you always come with
you sit down there, you watch, you are there looking. Then I'm making my own opinion known on them. Then suddenly, I am the one who is not wishing Nigeria well. How is that possible? So that is why when I come here and say, I'm convinced this one is a fraud, I know how it's going to end. You can't change my mind until you change the approach. If they don't change the approach towards something I'm convinced, 100% I'll tell you it's fake and it's going to end up as fake. That's how I've always been right.
And you were right. And, you called it from the minute that they actually put it out there. And the strangest thing is this. Only yesterday or 2 days ago, we had that man blowing for there on the channel.
The one that represents the National Trust Fund.
The one that,
very sure.
Speaking all the Queen's English that he gathered from wherever he came from, I
remember asking you. Remember after the video, I said, "Do you believe him? Does anybody here believe what he said?" I bet some of you will be there like, "No, I don't believe him."
So, and this is just literally between 24 to 48 hours after that interview, and they've put a halt to the whole thing to further notice, right? So, I mean, clearly, nobody needs to be told. We have a government or a group of people who are in power, who are jokers, and who have no interest in seeing the progress of that country. But I believe that with time, it will happen, whether naturally, or just suddenly, it will happen that people will take to the street and they will chase this way. I don't see Thiefnubu finishing his government. If he does finish his government, fine. But
I see him finishing. But finishing bloodily. I'll tell you what I found, okay? You see, they are going to organize another charade, sham. There is going to be 2027. In fact, some of those who are jumping up and down today are going to go and get their PVC. But there's something. And that thing is, Thiefnubu and his gang then are already in charge. Overconfidence. Nothing they happen. All that noise and all of that. So they will do what they know how to do best. That will be the moment Nigeria will begin to go down. When they will to beg others for restructuring, let's do this, let's do that. Okay, I'll stop there. That's what I'm saying. It's bloody. I promise you.
Well, I mean, you could be 100% right, but something in me still feels because there's just so much going on.
And something in me
I still feel like
believe what you see and wait it out.
I still feel.
You know why?
I still feel like.
You know why?
Okay.
I'm actually
going
to believe you is because what I am saying is extended beyond 2027. And I still see Thiefnubu there running about when this whole while will start. And that's a long time. You are going to suffer, right?
That's it.
Yours,
that's it.
Hang on now. Yours is going to happen earlier. That's how I'm going to believe you, because I want this to happen earlier.
Yeah, I want us. I believe that we'll be here. We'll see the birth of a new regions and new nations. That's what I believe. I don't see. There's just so much going on. The kind of exposition that even the Senate, the current House of Assembly has. The way all of the info, because even though all of these things happen, everything that is going on in the House of Senate is nothing new. We always knew that they stole, but we did not know the level of the stealing. We could always kind of like vaguely have an idea, but it is out there in the news cycle. Every day it is out there. So you have to juxtapose the two times. Buhari's time, right, as incompetent as his was, we didn't have this level of exposure that this particular government has. All the information is just out there for people to see how much, how corrupt and how criminal that the people that you have in Senate are. So I feel like those are all the catalysts of the things that will go on and kind of probably, shorten Thiefnubu's tenure. What then happens after Thiefnubu leaves is, I don't know. It's what I'm not quite sure.
They haven't revealed that to you yet, right? That's good. Just keep, something about projections and all that. Okay.
Yeah.
They come from pieces of information, as well as so many other factors. This thing you just said did not just come from wish. They are coming from events, happenings, and all that. By the time you put all of them together, you could see ahead. Maybe not too far ahead, but you will see ahead.
Not too, yeah.
There are events that
I don't think that
help you. Go on.
Exactly. I just think that there's just too much going on at the same time for it to last.
For it not to
another couple of years.
Now, what happens is that you are going to see more. What you are witnessing in the Senate of Nigeria today, it will be so tiny to what you are still going to witness, and somehow your conviction will be more valid. What you are seeing right now is child's play to what is still coming, charm.
Exactly. And so when when you take all of that into consideration, you have to ask, how much more do you understand? And before people actually say, you know what, enough of this craziness, that's it. Anyway, let other people, get on board.
Thank you so
much. All right, man.
I will see you later as well. You will see me later too. So you have a good one, okay?
All right, thank you.
Nice one. So that's Lady Charm. I'm going to take just one more call, and we will call it a day until later. But if you are still with me, remember you can still like this broadcast. That's your way of saying I was here. Please. Hello.
Hello, Chief Maiyegun. Baba.
How are you, sir?
Daniel. Agbawo tó fàṣẹ mú mi ní Maiyegun.
Baba, kò ní bàjẹ́ o. Kẹ́mi Ọláògùn o.
Kẹ́mi Ọláògùn o. Òkè lẹ múru sí. Ọlá yóò máa ròkè ní o. Tọmọtọmọ àti gbogbo àwọn tó wà ní Temple of Truth.
Pátápátá. God bless you, Baba.
Baba, orúkọ tèmi nickname mi ní Ẹ̀jùwọ̀n ló kò pa.
Kíá stone wọn to death. Ẹ̀jùwọ̀n
ló kò pa. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, Ẹ̀jùwọ̀n ló kò pa. You see, Nigerian we Nigerians, we are born in the darkness. Darkness.
It's not our own choosing, no. None of us.
No. It's not made
to be born in that place. So now when we open our eyes, we hear, ìsàlẹ̀ ọkọ̀.
Maiyegun, not by ìsàlẹ̀ ọkọ̀. Every children tó bá bí, instead of tá máa fi wò pé tí àwọn ìyá wa máa ń tìṣú alẹ́ ni pé ọmọ yẹn sọ pé mo wà up nepa la máa ń pariwo. We born into darkness. Up nepa ni generation to generation, up nepa la máa ń pariwo. We la máa ń rìnà Ali drive láti London dé Manchester.
That's right.
Without light. Without light, I'm drive in darkness. We, because Bashi grew up in
figuring it out.
Bashi grew up in here. You can see every Nigeria, even there is no. That's what you mentioned. Tabako de lui, Buta and Rino, strange with 24 hours.
How come? There's still light. There's still light. So,
yeah.
In London, I did. Okay, so
yeah, you can see people waking up.
I will run and be like, I need to iron my clothes. I need to put them.
Exactly. You can see. Yeah, you can see people waking up in this 5 o'clock to iron his children's clothes before the NEPA take light in London.
So is that the reason why, Baba, I go to my living room or sometimes in the room, I'll be looking for something instead of me to put on the light.
Right. Exactly.
Find it. You later that Agbeke will walk in and just put on the light. I say, why don't you put on the light?
The light.
I said, no, I thought it's somewhere on this this shelf. I was expecting it to be here. That's why I didn't put on the light. So is that the reason why our brain has been wired in a way?
Yeah,
sometimes
exactly.
We even see the lights as putting it on all the time as a waste.
As a waste. It's not only you.
Clearly in the darkness like that.
In the darkness. Millions of Nigerians. Not the people who born here, grew up here. The people who travel down. We can see through the dark. Most of the time I sit down in my sitting room, I almost off the light. So I see people when you are walking through my window clearly without me opening the light. Sometimes my wife is going to say someone is coming. They say there's no one is there. I say, yeah, I see the car. He said, the guy didn't press the bell. He said, yeah, I saw him.
I saw the car coming. I saw him park.
I saw him park, but he came out from the car, but he didn't press the bell. He said, the guy said, all the light is off. That is like no one is in the house.
You could see.
I can see her, either she or he.
So, boy, it's a good thing, because I never thought of it. See everybody here now. People are seated there. They're like, oh, it's true. Me too, I like to see in the dark. Is that a bad thing?
I like to see in the dark. Even though when I'm driving, people always flash me that I didn't put on my light.
Your own is like next level then, like, you know.
Yeah.
Because that is enough, Abi. You're like, the street light.
Yeah, street light is enough now. Why am I offering? You know, that is way we grow up.
That's a very good point you just made there, because psychologically, right, that does something on us. It did something.
Really do. That's why
a lot of people say, Baba, a lot of people should understand something, that a lot of us who live in the diaspora, we actually had to unlearn and relearn majority of the things that we were taught for us to actually get out. Because there are people who left Nigeria, and you still see some of them today around struggling a lot, and you were like, how come you don't leave this place for so long? And you don't seem to even assimilate. You have not even like you don't.
Baba,
what thing happen?
It's hard.
People that couldn't help themselves or transition. Wow. Nigeria did us something, Baba. Did us bad, though.
Really bad.
Nigeria Shewani Kagon.
Really bad. Kill dreams. Give us a short life.
Poor health in most people.
Yeah.
And the poverty became something they weaponized to the point that what should have been our right, we are now seeing privileges.
That is the main.
Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir, for giving me the money for my
Do you know one thing, Maiyegun? When especially we Nigerians, we always respect. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When you work with a white man, he's going to tell you stop using sir for me.
Because our yes, sir, is mostly, Baba, is mostly Ujuaye, hypocrisy. Because the way we do yes, sir to people is that we are expecting something from them.
Something.
Our salary. Yes, ma.
Yeah.
Yes, ma. Yes, ma. Thank you, ma. God bless you, ma. Most of it are based on hypocrisy.
Yes.
Just look good to them. But when it comes to our real attitude, our actions and everything,
that's it.
You get Baba. You shall get what I mean, Abi.
Yeah.
I can do yes to anybody right now.
Yeah, just to get what I want.
And to get what I want. But am I actually a good person to people without having to pretend that I like them? That is now up to me. Majority of us are not good people. Let's be honest.
We are not. Nigerian is a tunnel, which all Nigerians knows there is no light behind after the tunnel. All Nigerians know. All Nigerians know. Like you already said, they are denying it. Like one Nigeria. Everybody knows there's no one Nigeria. Every one of us know we are not one Nigeria. Every one of us know that. But we are denying it. No, let's pass it.
Of us are denying it.
Yeah, every both south, east, west, whatever. Everybody knows where he belongs.
Everybody does.
Does. And you see those student loan and those students, the ones that are in school now, and the generation to come, and the lecturer and the professor. This is the people who put 1 + 1 is equal to 200 for the politician.
Yes. During election.
This is the NYSC student who put 2 + 2 is equal to 3,000 for them. So now they promise you on empty promises that you are waiting for them. When you give a madman a cutlass,
he will always cultivate the land to his own side like that.
Yeah. What do you think they are going to do?
Thank you so much, Baba.
What do you think they are going to do? It's too hard. Like you always said, it's going to, unless you get an automatic weapon and shoot him down.
It is easy to give a madman cutlass.
Yeah.
Take it back.
Baba. You have to be
taking over Nigeria. To get yourselves back.
Oh my God.
You have to get. I won't go get ready for later in the evening.
Okay, Baba. Can you now go? I will see you later, Baba.
So you have a good afternoon, okay? And take it easy.
You too.
I will see you again. Thank you. Now, that's where we're going to draw the curtains tonight. I'm going to say thank you to my person, Kesintin Ifekam. Did I pronounce that right? Lady Anna, I got your message on my PayPal yesterday. I also got another message from another individual as well on my PayPal. You see, I appreciate everybody who has that heart of giving. It is a special gift. You see, not be all of us get the heart of giving. No. People who not to get, they give. People who would have so much, if they do not have the heart of giving, there's nothing that can take it from them. I do appreciate the fact that you spend your time with me every now and then on this platform when I turn on. All of you will always do, right? Thank you. I am going to see you some other time. Until then, just take it easy. And good afternoon.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Maiyegun Diary, Diary Politico.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o, kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò gbẹ́bẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò ká.